It's all going to be worth it when I lift that real title above my head and Paddy the Baddy is a world champion.
Wait, man.
Yeah, have it a minute. You good?
Good, always.
Fuck that.
Get too old, dog. I never wrestle in a fight, but wrestle
Gotta be ready for it, though.
Yeah. I didn't know go with 55 dude, but I don't know if you counted one. You can see it.
He was laughing at me saying, how the fuck do you make 55? He mightn't be anywhere near me weight when I fight, but at the minute it was nice getting around him with him, you know what I mean? Fucking, as much as people say as well, he goes mad, he doesn't. He was nice and chilled with me there, didn't try and take me head off at all.
Oh, bro, he's dope. Good guy. Oh, he's a big man, bro. He's a big motherfucker. Tough guy.
Justin Gaethje was kind of sitting around on the sideline saying he wants a title fight or that's it. Paddy Pimblett called him a bit of a little bitch for having that stance. Said, listen, I like Justin, but he's a bit of a bitch for talking like that.
You know, don't ever want to say a bad word about Justin Gaethje, like, he's a legend, but he's doing interviews lately being a proper you know what I mean, saying like the UFC owe him and he deserves it and all that. No one's owed nothing, you know what I mean, you fight for it.
Well, now they get to settle it in the octagon. I did think that Paddy was kind of the front runner, certainly after he stepped into the octagon when Ilia Topuria knocked out Charles Oliveira. They had that back and forth. Ilia had the belts on, both belts on, pushes Paddy. It was a bit of an awkward moment. That fight looked destined to happen. And of course, for years now, Paddy Pimblett's been giving him shit, calling him the hand sanitizer boy and all that type of stuff, right?
I don't understand you or anything. Back in the flouty mouthy, clouty, like what?
Hand sanitizer boy!
I hope they fight down the line because there's certainly a storyline built in, but this is a very, very tough competitive match.
Arman. Like put a lot of clone the things and like everybody knows that's a bullshit and the next champion is here. Yeah. And thank you everybody for support. I really appreciate it.
One way or another, even if Gaethje doesn't take your offer and you're not cornering Gaethje, will you be at the fight? I imagine you'll go to January 24th, yeah? You think you'll be there?
I don't want to be there because I'm going to fight with somebody there. Because if I see Paddy, I would like to slap him. Not slap like slapping Ilia, but real Armenian slap, not like maybe this is Spanish slap, like when they put on the neck, that's the slap. I'll show him like a real slap.
When the UFC announced Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight title, the MMA world was instantly divided. Some fans see it as a bizarre mismatch, while others argue it's exactly what the division needed. Amid the debate, Paddy is already putting in the work for the toughest challenge of his career. Analysts have been quick to offer their hot takes as this matchup quickly became one of the most talked about announcements of the year.
He's moving, Justin Gaethje's moving better, but when he wants to really sit down and be violent, he can. And I think that's going to present problems for Paddy. It's going to force Paddy to make some mistakes, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to take the amount of punishment that Justin Gaethje's able to dish out.
Sitting in his gym after a workout, Paddy Pimblett is already planning a wild 2026, speaking like a man who's determined to dominate the entire division. He views the interim belt as just the beginning, with ambitions to take the undisputed crown by defeating Ilia Topuria next. After that, he's targeting Arman Tsarukyan, tossing shots at Arman's time off and promising to break him down too. In Paddy's mind, next year isn't just big, it's the year he takes control.
First ever time I'm going to fought in January, the earliest I've ever fought. It's going to ruin my Christmas dinner and my birthday because I'm 31 like 3 weeks before it. But it's all going to be worth it when I lift that real title above my head and Paddy the Baddy is a world champion. And 2026 is going to be the biggest year of my life. I am coming for that interim title, then I'll be making it the undisputed title when I come and beat Ilia Topuria up and take the undisputed title. And then little posh boy, if he manages to fight in that time, because he likes sitting out and saying he's got a sore back, if little posh boy fights in that time and keeps his ranking, I'll punch his head in as well.
Dana White has raised the stakes even higher, confirming that the winner of Gaethje versus Pimblett won't get to rest. They'll go straight into a title fight against Ilia Topuria. So, while Paddy lays out his dream year and takes aim at everyone in sight, the path is now clear. Survive Gaethje, face Topuria, and the entire lightweight division shifts around whoever comes out on top.
Obviously, you just saw Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim title. Earlier, Topuria posted, I'm dealing with some personal problems, so I'm not gonna fight the first quarter. So the winner of Gaethje versus Paddy will be the interim title, and then they will face Topuria.
Arman Tsarukyan isn't buying into the Paddy Pimblett hype. He's calling it a promotional gimmick, insisting that he's the one who's truly earned his shot at the title. In Arman's view, the skill gap and resumes between him and Paddy are night and day. And if anyone deserves a legitimate title shot, it's him.
You were the #1 contender back in January. So why did you take this fight?
I just prove it again. I just prove it again.
I know.
Me to prove. I just prove it again, and I showed again everybody like I'm a real deal. It's not just I'm ranked #1. Just I'm not fake like Paddy Pimblett making rank by themselves, and UFC tell her bring him up because we want to give him title fight, or I don't know what they want to do with him. I was beating everybody, and I was deserved every spot. You know, I was top 15, top 12, top 10, top 9, top 5, top 3, top 1, and now I'm top 1, and I beat it again and prove it again. I'm #1 contender, and now they have no choice not to give me title fight.
As Arman criticizes the UFC matchmaking, Michael Bisping pointed out the tension that led to this fight. Gaethje had been on the sidelines demanding a title shot or nothing, and Paddy didn't hold back, blasting Gaethje for it. While he respects Justin, he believes that approach is weak.
Great card, okay? So let's talk about this. Justin Gaethje was kind of sitting around on the sideline saying he wants a title fight or that's it. Paddy Pimblett called him a bit of a little bitch for having that stance. Said, listen, I like Justin, but he's a bit of a bitch for talking like that.
You know, don't ever want to say a bad word about Justin Gaethje, like, he's a legend, but he's doing interviews lately being a proper bitch, you know what I mean? Saying like the UFC owe him and he deserves it and all that. No one's owed nothing, you know what I mean? You fight for it.
Well, now
Bisping emphasized how sharp Gaethje still is, reminding everyone that even at 36, he's a wrecking machine. One bad night against Max Holloway doesn't erase his lethal leg kicks, power, and the chaos that made him the human highlight. But he also made it clear that Paddy is no slouch. His dominant win over Michael Chandler and his shredded, focused appearance in Qatar showed that he's improving fast. Both fighters are dangerous, which is why this bout could explode at any moment.
Built in, but this is a very, very tough competitive matchup. Now, Justin Gaethje is no spring chicken. I think he's 36 years old. But you know what you're going to get with Justin Gaethje. Yes, of course, against Max Holloway at UFC 300, he got knocked out. He got embarrassed. He got face planted. I tell you what, it was a shocking scene, okay? But that's not normally what happens with Justin Gaethje. He is one of the most exciting fighters. They do call him the human highlight reel for a reason. He's got great wrestling, but the boxing, the striking, the leg kicks, the punch power that he has, I'm telling you, this man is no joke. And neither is Paddy Pimblett, right? We saw last time against Michael Chandler, he is the real deal. He absolutely smoked him. He's undefeated in the UFC. He put a beating on Michael Chandler. And let's remember, Chandler went toe-to-toe with Gaethje, gave Dustin Poirier a good run, knocked out Dan Hooker. So it's not like he's a bum. Yes, he hasn't been winning fights. We all know that. But Paddy made it look different. He beat the living hell out of him. Simple as that. And I knew he had something coming up because last week when I saw him in Qatar, the man was playing paddle, right? Like a paddler, bro. He had his shirt off in the sun. He was glistening. He had the six-pack. He looked great. We all call him Paddy the fatty, right? Well, he isn't fat right now. The man looked to be in the best shape.
While the debate rages on about the legitimacy of the fight, Dan Thomas makes his prediction clear. He's picking Gaethje. Though Paddy is crafty and tough, able to hang with skilled opponents, Thomas believes Justin's relentless pressure is a whole different challenge. You can try to outsmart him, but eventually he forces the fight.
And Thomas isn't convinced Paddy has the tools to weather that storm, especially without relying on takedowns. For him, Gaethje's power and pace make him the favorite in a tough matchup.
Who are you leaning towards in Gaethje versus Paddy?
Oh, I'm leaning towards Gaethje for sure.
Yeah?
I think absolutely. I mean, just, you know, Gaethje he's still a banger, man. And it's some like Paddy's crafty. Paddy's really crafty. And he's shown that he can withstand certain things and he can hang around with certain guys. But I just think, you know, when Justin Gaethje gets rolling downhill and the amount of violence and he's able to catch up to people, like you can try to be crafty as you possibly can with Justin Gaethje, but eventually he's going to catch up to you and you got to stand up and fight him. Max Holloway was able to do that. Like Max Holloway was, you know, he was obviously doing very well, but then when he sat down on his punches, I mean, we saw what happened. So I'm not sure that Paddy Pimblett has the ability to do that, and I'm pretty sure Paddy Pimblett can't take Gaethje down. So I'm leaning towards Gaethje.
Meanwhile, MMA Guru can't help but laugh at the chaotic nature of it all. Gaethje versus Pimblett, headlining UFC 324 for the interim lightweight title, has left Arman Tsarukyan in disbelief, calling it wild matchmaking. It's confusing for Arman, but electric for fans, especially with Topuria taking some time off. The winner will be guaranteed a shot at Ilia next. The Guru called the setup outrageous in the best possible way, and is even leaning toward Paddy pulling off the win.
It's Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett for the interim lightweight world championship as the main event of UFC 324. Yes, that's right. You heard that correct. Arman Tsarukyan is crying in a hotel room as we speak. I just saw Arman Tsarukyan sink to his knees in a Target somewhere. This is really, really bad news for him, but really great news for fight fans. But really confusing news because Arman Tsarukyan should be involved, but they're going with Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett as the main event of the first card back. Ilia Topuria needs to take some time off because of some situation that he's going through that maybe I'll get to when I return to this fight and give more of a detailed breakdown. But this is an amazing fight. The winner is going to fight Ilia Topuria, no doubt, at the White House. And this is absolutely insane matchmaking.
MMA Guru doubles down on his faith in Paddy's chances. He believes Pimblett will use a smart mix of striking and grappling, staying at range instead of engaging in a brawl like Chandler or Faiz. That gives him the edge over Gaethje, who is nearing the end of his career. It's tough luck for Arman Tsarukyan, who was hoping to be in this spot, but that only adds to the madness. And with Paddy jumping to number 5 in the rankings, the MMA Guru jokes that he's now officially in an interim title showdown. The fight is as unpredictable as it is thrilling, and the hype around it is huge.
Mixing up the grappling and the striking, staying at range, not being in the pocket with him like a Chandler would be, like a Fiziev would be. I reckon Pimblett's going to beat him. Gaethje coming towards the tail end of his career. I just want to mention now, Arman Tsarukyan is... this is tough for Arman. Okay, he's probably going to have to fight someone else. He said he would be on this card. I don't know if they then called him and he said, no, I can't be on that card, and that's why they've done this. If that's what comes out from this, I guess it could be a bit more understandable, because otherwise it would have been Nunes Harrison to main event, and we just can't have that. We just can't have that. But this is insane. Gaethje versus Pimblett is an absolutely insane fight. I'm looking forward to it. This is a massive, massive matchup. Ton of hype on the line, but I do want to mention, Pimblett has floated up to number 5 in the rankings. Magically. Scouse magic, dude. Scouse magic. Don't ask for that on a street corner in Liverpool, by the way, but this is some Scouse magic. Okay? He just levitated his way into an interim title shot, which is insane, but fair enough. As an Englishman, I'm all on board with this. But, you know, it is what it is.
Max Holloway also weighs in, saying that it's all about Justin or Paddy now, and notes that Paddy has a serious challenge ahead. Gaethje ain't just any opponent. Holloway points out that too many people are underestimating how tough this fight will be. Before Paddy can even think about a title shot or a clash with Topuria, he has to prove he can deal with one of the most relentless fighters in the division.
Ilia or Paddy? I mean, the fight not happening. It's Justin or Paddy now. Paddy got to get past Justin. Justin's a tough fight, bro. I don't know. A lot of people sleeping on Justin on the Paddy fight, which just makes me ridiculous.
Luke Thomas delves into the bigger picture chaos, questioning why the UFC is hyping up the matchup between Paddy and the aging but still dangerous Gaethje. He sees why an interim title makes sense for pay-per-view leverage when Ilia returns, but he can't ignore the real issue. Arman Tsarukyan is the fighter who should be in this position, ready and deserving. Yet he's left waiting while the division gets shuffled around with Ilia sidelined for months. The whole situation feels messy, unfair, and a headache from anyone trying to make sense of it. But Ariel Helwani cuts straight to the controversy. This interim title fight feels like a makeshift affair, skipping over the actual #1 contender, Arman Tsarukyan, and leaving the reigning champion out of the picture. To Helwani, it feels about as prestigious as the BMF belt, fun for fans, but messy in terms of legitimacy. He points out that while Paddy versus Gaethje is entertaining on paper and could set up a future title fight, it's not strictly necessary. And the fact that it's headlining over something like Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes just adds to the confusing nature of the matchmaking. Echoing Helwani's sentiments, Wade Clemens also criticized the interim title setup as pure nonsense. Sure, Gaethje versus Paddy leads to a shot at Topuria, but it's one of the most absurd lightweight interim title fights imaginable. The real #1 contender, Tsarukyan, is nowhere to be seen. Wade believes this is another example of the UFC focusing on spectacle over merit, picking stars regardless of their resumes, opponents, or actual achievements. In his eyes, it's no longer about sport, it's all about the hype. Following that, Bedtime MMA offers a theory about the shuffle at the top. Originally, Gaethje versus Paddy wasn't meant to be for the interim title. The plan likely centered around Ilia versus Arman, or a potential Nunes versus Harrison fight. But with Ilia stepping away, the fight between Paddy and Gaethje was bumped to the main event, even though neither fighter truly deserves a title shot just yet. Despite the messy timing, it's still a high-stakes, exciting matchup that fans are excited to see, even if it's not the most straightforward route to the belt. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think this fight is exactly what the division needed? Or should Arman Tsarukyan have had his shot at the title? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more MMA World updates.